So you are likely going to meet people who are broken and they are wounded. And with those wounds in place, they are going to treat you through that lens.
Okay.
Yes, that is why it's important that we all go through that healing journeys, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about those you meet as well. You bleed unconsciously on them. That's a difficult thing that I think most young people struggle with, and why they put purpose aside in the first place is purpose is expensive.
Yeah.
And so if you're not able to get the funding that you require, you are likely going to put it down.
I know people go around saying that people are replaceable, you always find someone, but some people are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Not everybody is replaceable.
It's not everybody.
Yes. You may find somebody who can do the work, but you may not find the heart behind the work.
Unfortunately, some people from your generation schooled us with these things. When we go to them for assistance, they make it feel like because they had to struggle to get there, we equally have to go through that path as well. So it makes some of these generations, okay, so if we have to do it by ourselves, we might as well keep it to ourselves. And then there's the other side where
what will push a young lady to wanting to write a book? Today on The Heartbeat, I will be talking with one of the youngest authors of our time in the person of Ofeibea Quansah. I call her my beautiful daughter with a full stop mouth because her mouth is so cute. And today we have her. It's an honor to have you, daughter.
I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great. Ofeibea,
Hi.
in 1 minute, who is Ofeibea?
Wow. I don't know if I can do that under a minute. Right?
Okay. Try.
Ofeibea is a young lady who has battled with self-doubt,
Okay.
but has come to a point of realization that she's called for something great,
Okay.
and she's decided to hit to the core.
Mm-hmm.
So saying yes to purpose has made her boldly say no to a lot of things that would hinder the fulfillment of this purpose. And as much as it's difficult, she believes that her destiny or the fulfillment of this purpose has other lives tied to it.
Okay.
So she's more than willing to take up all the challenges while she's at it and to ensure that it comes to fruition so that others can benefit from it.
Great. And this one, I think it's fits in 1
You
minute.
did
You did well. You did well. I read through your book. It's really interesting. I'll say that though I'm your mommy, I've still learned from your book.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
So
huge.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Mommy.
Before we delve into your book and what pushed you to write the book, I would like you to tell us about how your childhood was in brief.
Okay. Growing up was pretty much cool and calm, I think. I grew up with 3 big brothers.
Okay.
So I was almost always on my own because they have their
boys'
thing, they're playing their games. Anytime you try to touch any of their consoles, you know how to put it down, you know. So I stayed in my own corner with my dolls.
Yeah.
So you'd find me chatting with dolls, which didn't make sense. Now I think about it, I'm like, was that normal? But yes, I'll play with my dolls.
It was normal.
Yeah. Then at least I'm not abnormal.
No.
So I'll play with my dolls or I would read. I had the collection. My dad got me the Ladybird collection books.
Okay.
So we had the Cinderella, all those stuff as I would read or just write stuff in my small book.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spent time a lot with myself.
Okay.
So I got to know who I was and the things I would take and not take right from my early childhood because of the times I spent with myself. So I did a self-discovery right from childhood. My parents, my dad was a minister of God. He was a reverend. So yes, we were definitely rooted in Christ as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not at home, I'm definitely in church. Either
so you're a church girl.
Yes. Choreography or singing.
Okay.
Basically. So it was more like that. I know some people used to categorize that as the boring kind of life, but I call that as the safety kind of upbringing because it didn't expose me to some of the things that some people were exposed to.
Oh, great. So, with all that experience, which of them had shaped you? Let's have 3 of them that has shaped you and made you the Ofeibea that I am proud of today.
I would say it's the fear of God that was imbibed in me. The morals that were instilled where you're told to be content with what you have. To always focus on where you're at and make sure whatever is expected of you in that moment, you give it your best. And then also stay out of trouble pretty much. Yeah.
Don't go and bring any issue here, as my mother would tell you. Don't go and bring any trouble here. If you go and bring, that child will be taken and you will walk out of that gate. You know, I mean, being a church girl, that's when I was also old. I mean, it shapes you.
Yeah.
And sometimes, as you said, people see it to be boring. Yeah. You don't know what's up. Right? You don't know. You don't know what's up and all those things. In your book, you spoke about healing and mindset. Right? Those who have not read the book, with the question I threw out there, I'm sure they'll be wanting to read the book.
Yeah.
But the healing and mindset thing, as I told you, I learned from the book.
Wow.
Right? It's that part that I would say that it was for me.
Oh.
So summarize the healing and mindset that you articulated in your book for those who are viewing us to see and hear about it and wanting to have the book.
Yes, you should get the book, but I would start with the mindset transformation. So when I was in JHS 3, I used to admire a certain lady who came to do an internship with us. And it was the way she was always positive. Something was going to work out. Even when it was clear that it wasn't going to work out. So we were supposed to have these games and I was struggling to breathe properly because of my health condition. And she's like, oh, she can still do it. And I'm like, Auntie, please, I cannot. Like, this is all where you give me motivational speech. But there was something she said. She was like, your body listens to you.
Yeah. Command
it. So I just sat down. I told myself, if I'm in this moment, it means I was made for a time like this.
Yeah.
I can do this. Even if it's for just a few minutes, let me just tune my mind to it. Just do it and see if I can. And I did it. And I was like, okay, it works. So I came back to her and she was like, no, it's all in your head sometimes. Sometimes we aggravate situations with our mind. It's not that big of a deal. But overthinking it escalates the whole situation. So I picked that. I'm not going to lie, but along the journey of growing up, I forgot about that instance. So mingling with people who projected their own fears and negativity on me, I forgot that there was power in tuning your mind to positivity. So I did pick up these negativities and it affected certain things I wanted to do along the way. So I put them down because you would hear, oh, you're too young. You hear this is
it
not the
won't work out.
Exactly, it won't work out. And I was
absorbing them.
And then I just put it somewhere until one time I sat with a friend in uni and she discussed the situation with me and randomly I just said something I can't still remember. And she's like, do you know you carry something? You are blessed with this well of wisdom and you can't see it. And you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't tap back into it because other lives are tied to it. I realized at that moment I had lost years. So I had to go back to who gave it to me, God. And I told him, just help me, renew my mind. Get me to a place where I can see possibilities and I can act on these possibilities. Because seeing it alone is not enough. You have to have the courage to push the agenda. And that was where it all started. I was scared when and it was like, it's as if God was just waiting for you to come to him with this prayer. Because he just loaded me with all the ideas all at once. So there was a time I went back to him, like, God, I feel I'm too young to do this. Like, why are you trusting me with this much?
there's nothing like I'm too young.
Exactly. So I realized, no, Jesus Christ his journey was still in his prime.
Yeah.
So if he was able to do it,
Mm-hmm.
that was my cue to
And
know
we
that I
are
could do
also
it.
to be Christ-like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a cue I needed, and I was like, no, this is you. You've been called for this. Run with it. And that was it for me.
If you're watching us, this is the heartbeat. When we say the heartbeat, you respond one heartbeat at a time. I am your host, Dr. Nanaja Kunedu, and today my guest is my daughter, my own very own daughter, called Ofeibea Quansah. And it looks like we're syncing. I could see green in what she's wearing.
We are in tune.
Mommy and daughter affair. So Ofeibea, I love reading your book. I had given it to your little sister, my daughter. I used to read it, and she read it first, and she came, Mommy, the book is interesting.
Oh my goodness!
So, with what you've said, proud to taking it to God, and when you used to talk to your dolls and all that, at which point did you discover yourself as a writer? Or a trainer, and also how did the whole thing unfold before you took it to God? You said some people told you this and all that, but sometimes you have to also do self-work, yes, to see. So how did this whole thing unfolded?
That's true. So that's why in the very first chapter I talk about self-awareness.
Yes.
So
I want you to talk about that.
I'm not proud of this, but there was a time I realized that I carried a level of influence, and some of these influences were not always positive. So I could actually stir up confusion in agendas, and I get people at once. They're just
following up.
And I'm like, okay, this is working. So one time I just sat down and I was doing this introspection. I'm like, why are people picking my words and not even finding out whether it's true
or not?
And they're running with it. So when I come back and I discover the truth about that situation, I'm like, no, I misled these people. How do I go back to them and tell them that this is not it, this is it, right? And 100% of the time, I never went back to tell them.
Of course, you can't go back because you don't want people to say that you're lying.
Exactly. But I felt bad about it.
Because if they say you're, next time when you say, they won't believe you, even if that's the truth.
Yes. I felt bad about it. So I told myself, no, I don't want any word that comes out of my mouth to be a lie or to mislead somebody else.
Okay.
So I started checking the words that came out of my mouth.
Okay.
I started making sure that if it is not going to edify somebody, it doesn't find its way on my tongue. If it is going to break somebody, I don't say it. Even if I have a right to say it.
Yeah.
And 100% of the time, you do have a right to say it because you're angry, right? But I realized, no, you can't take the influence or the impact back. So you had to check your words.
Yeah.
So after that introspection, I'm like, oh, anything that comes out of me is going to come out of a place of wholeness. So that became my mantra. It has to come from a place of wholeness, and that is why healing had to come into the picture, because I realized that sometimes we pick up trauma from places we don't even know.
Yeah, what came about.
Exactly. Someone hurt you, someone said something to you, and subconsciously it's stuck there.
Yeah.
So you act from it. So I had to rid myself of a lot of things, pain from even childhood. Exactly,
because sometimes some people make certain pronouncements.
Exactly. And that brought me to that place where now I look at people and I look at people with grace, through that mirror of grace. And I know as I've come to this point where I know better. They can equally come there too. They just need someone to hold their hands or direct them towards that journey. And that's why I wrote about the healing journeys, talking about the parental modes, because that is your first point of socialization. Anything that went wrong probably went wrong from your childhood with the people who raised you before the people you started socializing with in school and in church. So we tackle from there and then you proceed to healing.
Whoa. So do you think it's always necessary or always important to do self-reflection? And
Every point in time.
Every point in
time. So there's this thing I do these days, and that is after meeting somebody for a period of time, and the person is either exiting or they're still there, I ask myself, what the impacts this person has made on my life. Because
Okay.
like it or not, people influence you, you
In a way.
influence people. So if I find out that this person's influence is going to filter my place of wholeness negatively, I make sure I rid myself of it quickly before it becomes something that
you brood over.
Exactly, and shapes me and is going to affect how I think or interact with other people.
Okay.
Yes.
So healing. Sometimes some of these things, people can be a bit confused about it, right? So what are some of the signs that show someone that, or in their mindset, that I need emotional healing, like just as much as we need physical healing?
Exactly.
What are some of the signs? Because somebody may be listening to us, they don't know that they need emotional healing. What are some of the signs that you would tell somebody that at this point, when you see these, it means that you need some emotional healing?
Yeah. So we'll go back to self-introspection.
Yeah.
So I'm going to create a mental picture.
Okay.
I say we are all like plain canvases.
Okay.
And everyone we meet is holding a brush.
A brush, yeah.
And they are just stroking their painting.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have very beautiful painting because of the people they've met.
Yeah.
And because of the work they've done on themselves. Others, so messy.
Mm-hmm.
There is black, there is blue, and it's somewhere everywhere. What we don't know is we have the power to clean what people write on our canvas.
Okay.
It is not indelible. You can actually do the cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where the healing comes in.
Okay.
So I call the healing just ridding yourself of what someone brought into your space that wasn't part of you in the first place.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, you were the person that looked at love. I'm going to use love because we all know this whole romance and
Yeah.
you looked at people and you never thought someone could cheat on you, or you never thought someone was out to get you, or someone was going to betray you. Your heart was that beautiful and soft. Then all of a sudden, after your first heartbreak, you are that stone-hearted person. You can't see beyond someone being nice to you. You feel there's always a catch. That is it. That was not you in the first place. That is a trauma from your first experience.
That's what is carrying
That
you.
is carrying you. So you're now seeing life through that lens, that even when something good is possibly in front of you,
You can't see
it. That is where you know that you need to heal.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are some of the signs. Then when you realize that you are changing from who you really are.
Yes.
Let's say if you're somebody like myself who is always happy, who is always smiley and all that, and all of a sudden, because of a situation, you see yourself, you get upset about people when even that somebody will say to you in your normal self,
you just laugh
will not
over
upset,
it.
you just laugh over it. Now you're fighting unnecessarily.
Because something is wrong somewhere. Yes.
So it's self-introspection.
Yes. Regular.
Very necessary.
Very, very necessary. Regularly do it.
Regular. How regular?
So I think I do mine almost every month.
Okay.
Yes. Almost every month.
Okay.
I do that self-introspection. I ask myself, how did this month go?
Okay.
Who did I meet?
Okay.
What did I hear?
Okay.
That is affecting me negatively or positively? Yes.
Okay. So, sometimes we put friends together or family, right? And then, because in your book, you said quite a lot of things. So those that resonate with me, those that some people see really nothing wrong about it, they'll brush it off like we are sisters or we are cousins. We've seen an opportunity and want to venture into it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. We put so and so together. We started. Sometimes we just see it. Oh, we are family. Nobody can cheat or nobody. I read a part of your book.
Yeah, the signing bit. Please sign.
I read that part. Well, in as much as I know it is necessary, a lot of people don't really. So those of us who push for it, sometimes people will say, "Oh yeah, bibi dodo." Yeah, something.
Please be the bibi dodo.
What lesson made you put that?
Oh my goodness, I want to go back there. So yeah,
In brief.
in brief. So this was me trusting this person.
So naively.
I'm like, oh, this person's gonna do right by me because he says that when you do it, I'm gonna give you this percentage. I'm like, oh, no paperwork, nothing. And then the thing goes through, and now the person tells me stories. Oh, you renegotiated at this point.
Eh.
Oh, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? It broke me in different ways because that is where I realized I started developing transactional wounds, because anytime someone told me, let's do this and I'll give you this, I'm like, I'm not about to fall victim for that again. Put it on paper. At least I know that we signed to it, because it changed the way, under normal circumstances, I was going to be the person who would take your word for it. I was that person. I would take your word for it because I know you can take my word to the bank.
But it's not everybody who keeps to their word.
Promise. That was when I realized, okay, there are people who you cannot take their words for it. So please be safe. Put it on paper.
Be safe and put it on paper, no matter whatever or whoever you are dealing with. It could be, and some of these things sometimes can create a whole lot of family and relational problems.
Yes, it does.
So put it on paper for all of us to be safe, no matter what. So if you're doing something with your brother, your cousin, a family, and whatever family business, and you've not penned it down, so far, yes, you might have agreed on it. Maybe it's working now, but later people change.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Exactly.
Situation changes.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to some legal stuff that I had read, that a family that had accommodated, so let's say a woman and a man married, a married couple with their kids, they had accommodated their extended family in their home. And then the man and the woman passed on, and the family is fighting the children
for the property.
And then the ruling was that they lack of, because they had lived there, they cannot just be thrown out.
Wow.
So yes. So they had to stay there until the people want, or they find their feet to move out.
Wow.
So this is a family who is fighting over your own parent property. And because they accommodated and there was no paperwork whatsoever, this is what it is.
This is it. And this is why sometimes you have to spell things out.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to family dynamics. I think that is where it's more important, because you don't want to break the ties.
Yeah.
Because of what hasn't been explicitly
stated.
Exactly. So to protect the bond. And anyone, trust me, anyone that has a problem with you putting it on paper clearly probably has an ulterior motive. Exactly. But if you don't, why not? Let's just put it on paper. Protect me and protect whoever comes after me. Because if let's say with these people, they put it on paper that, okay, maybe after this, but now the transfer goes to our kids. So they choose to do whatever they want to do with it. That is the succession plan that was put in. So they can do whatever they want to do with it.
It's I mean, some of these things happen, and sometimes you look back and you realize, is it even fair to do things with people when you don't put it down? Is it fair when you trust people and later they turn their back against you?
So you see, it's not cast in stone. That's why I always say that praying to meet safe people is something you should do all the time. Because the same way you get bruised and you sometimes live through your trauma, others are like that as well, and they've not done the work.
Yeah.
So you are likely going to meet people who are broken and they are wounded. And with those wounds in place, they are going to treat you through that lens.
Okay.
Yes, that is why it's important that we all go through that healing journeys, because it's not just about you anymore. It's about those you meet as well. You bleed unconsciously on them. So for instance, if after my transactional wound, I didn't heal, I was definitely likely going to become either that person that did that to me.
Yeah, or even worse.
Even worse. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
In your book, you talk about reorientation. You had to reorient. What does that phrase mean in to somebody who is watching us, maybe who has come across that word in practicality, what does reorientation mean?
Reorientation basically would be telling yourself that not everybody, so in my case, not everybody is like the person I met.
Okay.
Yeah. So he oriented me that this is possible. Someone can take you for granted. But I had to reorient myself that I'm not going to meet just the kind of him every day of my life. So how about the good people who are out there that I'm likely going to meet? They deserve to meet the best of me. Yes. So you have to reorient yourself in every situation, no matter how bad it is and how scarred it left you. Just reorient yourself that yes, it did happen.
Yeah.
I got hurt. I'm healing, but it shouldn't define who I become eventually.
Some part of your way you spoke about self-leadership.
Yeah.
So I had read some stuff about self-leadership, you trying to live beyond survival, right? To you, how does a person discover their purpose beyond just survival? Because I mean, I know self-leadership pushes you beyond survival, right? So how is that in practicality to you?
So self-leadership would start from self-discipline.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that moment, it's not just about survival, because survival mood can sometimes be self-centeredness.
Okay.
Yes.
How is that?
You just want to survive. So it becomes
just
all
about you.
Yes, it's all about me and what works for me, what makes me okay, what makes me feel good about myself, what gets me by. But when you come out of survival mode, you realize that purpose is bigger than you. So it's no longer just about you. You start looking at who needs the message that I have been sent with. Otherwise, I would sleep.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, I would get my rest because my body is demanding for it. And that is what is good for me in the moment. But because someone needs to hear me, I will stay up and put it together in the book so this person can pick it up and read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa. So if you're in survival mode now, it means that you are being self-centered.
You are being self-centered.
You should wake up.
Yes, please.
And this is from Ofeibea. You need to get her book. You will love reading the book, and she's put valuable lessons in the book. And I mean, this book doesn't have a level, even no matter how old you are, because there are certain things that may be still being with you, and when you read it, there's things you cast your mind back and you realize that, oh, this thing has still stayed with me for this long, and I need to let it go. I need to heal. I need to free myself from all those scars. If you're watching us, this is the heartbeat. When we say heartbeats, you respond one heartbeat at a time. And today my guest is Ofeibea Quansah, my beautiful daughter, as I affectionately call her. Ofeibea, you know, sometimes people feel like, yes, this is Ofeibea. Ofeibea looks so beautiful. You know, people come across people and they look at the outward appearance. And sometimes they judge people by what they see. When it comes to you, how do you look at people? From which perspectives?
When I meet people, the first thing I am eager to hear how you speak.
Okay.
Yes. And how you speak, not just to anybody, how you speak to the one I know cannot offer you anything.
Okay.
Yes. It tells me a lot about you, because then it means it's not transactional. Yes. Usually people would always present themselves well when it comes to an upstream kind of relationship, because of course they know there's a potential that person will do something for them.
Yeah.
But when they meet the security man, they meet the cleaner, they meet the hawker, how you even call the person in traffic that you want to buy.
Hey, come here.
Exactly.
Then you know.
It tells me a lot about you. Yeah. So I look at those things and it gives me a cue of who you are as an individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at people from the first thing, how they speak to people, especially not upstream but downstream. Well, this is packed. Break it down.
All right. So it's automatic that when I meet, mommy is someone I can actually go to. She can connect me with somebody. So of course, even if I am not humble or I haven't harnessed the humility, I'll definitely go, oh, mommy. Okay, mommy. Yes, that's pretense. But then the natural me, that's who you are. If you don't really respect humanity, when you meet a gentleman at the gate, you're likely going to be passing by without even saying good morning. Exactly. Your tone is not going to be as warm as it would be with somebody you think you want to get something from.
So, and sometimes I do this fight. That is not my fight, but I do it a lot. There's this very young security guy who did well in his SSC.
Okay.
But there's no money. So he's doing security. A lot of them are doing security.
Yeah.
Some of them are doing cleaning work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you come and see me talking to them, and sometimes people are looking at you.
Yeah.
But why are you wasting your time and all that? Then I come, my hands are around their neck. You know me.
Yes.
My hands are around their neck, and we're talking and all that. Sometimes I fight for them because somebody will just pour water, and the way they will even call them to come and clean, I'll fight.
Yeah.
And I don't really, sometimes people are like, but why?
It's basic human dignity.
Because I feel, and sometimes you feel like this person, today is when you're seeing that person there, but probably if that person was open to the opportunities that you have,
trust me,
the person would not be here cleaning.
Exactly.
So that's what I always tell people. You didn't just get to where you are.
Exactly.
Maybe if that person also had that kind of family, that opportunity, that kind of come from that background you coming from, that makes you think you're better than that person, the person won't be doing that.
Exactly.
And aside, we all can't be where we are.
Yeah.
We all can't be where you think you are. Somebody had to do the other works. So as you're doing, I always encourage them, as you're working, save some money so that then I will sometimes ask them, do you feel like your life should be as this? Do you want it to be like this? You come, we said, and they tell you their dreams. They have beautiful dreams and things that they really want to achieve for themselves. But in our part of the world, we disregard.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's hard.
It is. And usually I will always come back to, when there's something broken inside. A lot of people don't like it when I say this thing, but it's a food for thoughts. When there is something broken inside your map of wholeness, you tend to do a lot of things that are a bit inhuman.
Okay.
Because naturally, someone who is safe inside should operate from a place of wholeness.
Okay.
That whatever you do makes someone else's life better and not worse.
Whatever they do should make somebody's
life better and not worse.
Ofeibea, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, mommy.
And you love to do something that impacts the lives of others.
Yes.
I want us to talk about that part of you.
Yeah.
So at which point did you go into entrepreneurship?
Let's say when I realized that purpose needed to be funded.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a difficult thing that I think most young people struggle with, and why they put purpose aside in the first place is purpose is expensive.
Yeah.
And so if you're not able to get the funding that you require, you are likely going to put it down. Yes. So I had to find a way to self-fund purpose before I even go to people and ask for assistance. So what do I have? It's always with what do you have? What's in your hands? And I knew I was great at writing. So I started my publishing consulting business. J Febs. Yes. So this is J
publication, consultant publication.
Exactly.
J Febs consultant publication. If you're watching us, you have anything to publish, please reach out to JFEB's Consultant Publication. They'll get it done for you. And you love their work. And this is Ofeibea's book, Rubies for Her. As you can see, it's beautifully designed, and the inside it's so easy to read. It's not like that the writings are clustered in any way. It's so easy, you can easily read it. Even if you are lying in bed, even if you are standing a bit further, you can read it from anywhere. So JFEB Consult and Publication.
Yes.
So that's you wanted to fund your purpose.
Exactly.
That's what led you into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
How is it doing?
It's doing good. So far, so good.
Okay.
So far, so good. Except for those who sometimes feel, oh, it's just writing. So they don't want to pay what you ask them for.
Writing is not just to.
Thank you, Mama. So no, I just find a way to explain to them that it takes a lot to put something together for it to make sense.
Okay.
People can put things together all the time, but for it to make sense and for it to make impact, it has to be intentionally done. So yes. So I've also decided to position myself in a way that it's either you acknowledge the value I'm bringing to you or we don't work together. Yes, we don't work together because on my part, I'm going to give you my best.
Okay.
So I expect the same reciprocity of value.
Okay.
Yes.
So what leadership lessons has building an entrepreneurship, what the lesson has taught you that has pushed you, that is working for you so far as your company is concerned?
Every hand is important.
Every
hand
is important. What's the meaning of that?
So basically, so I call it the 360 cycle. Someone has to pick it up from a place.
Okay.
And move it to another,
Mm-hmm.
move it to the other, move it to the other, and then it becomes what it's supposed to become.
Okay.
So you can't do everything by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that is in the plan, anyone that you have to work with to make sure that the dream comes to fruition is an important part of whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So treat them as such.
Okay.
You have to look at them like the important pieces
that will make it beautiful.
Exactly. So much so that even when you have issues, you tackle it gracefully and not in a way where you have to shut the door in their faces. Because I know people go around saying that people are replaceable. You always find someone, but some people are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Yes. You would come to find
I also don't like that phrase. People are replaceable and all that. Because
not everybody is replaceable.
It's not everybody.
Yes. You may find somebody who can do the work, but you may not find the heart behind the work.
Exactly. And somebody can just sell you off.
Exactly.
You find somebody who have the loyalty with whatever they are doing for you.
Yeah.
And they will never sell any of your trade to anybody.
Yeah.
But you find somebody, they will come and just do that. And they just work as usual. They're just here. They're not really into the dream. They're not really into the purpose and all that. They're just here to have ends meet.
Exactly.
And that's it. Yeah. So it's not everybody that is, because some people have a heart of gold.
Exactly.
And they want to be part of the purpose, to see to it that.
And I'm blessed to have such people. Shout out to my team.
Shout out to JFEB's Consult and Publication team.
Yeah.
Right here from the Heartbeat. You are being recognized and acknowledged by my beautiful daughter here. Ofeibea.
Amen.
You know, saying every hand is important. You can't do it all alone. The current generation. When I always talk about the current generation, any of my guests will smile at it. You know, they're so money conscious.
I'm part of the current generation.
Yes, I know you are.
I'm sorry, my people.
They're so kind of, it's for me.
Yes. Yes.
What would you tell them? It's for me. Some of them don't want to collaborate. Some of them don't want to bring people together to make it work. Some of them feel they can do it all by themselves. What lesson? I mean, going through these, where you are now, what would you tell them?
Yeah.
The kind of mindset they should have.
Yeah.
to live where they are,
Wow. So I
to
learned,
find their purpose
yes,
and be fulfilled in their purpose.
exactly. So with them wanting it all for themselves, unfortunately, I think it's an orientation most of us came to meet.
Okay.
So unfortunately, some people from your generation schooled us with these things. When we go to them for assistance, they make it feel like because they had to struggle to get there, we equally have to go through that part as well. So it makes some of these generations, okay, so if we have to do it by ourselves, we might as well keep it to ourselves. And then there's the other side where people are operating from the scarcity mindset. If you think it is not a lot, you'd always want to rush and keep it, you hoard it.
Yeah.
But if you realize that you live in abundance, and even if it goes, something else can come back to you, you do not struggle too much to hold on to things, even when it's not helping you.
Yeah.
And that is what I think has worked for me. I'm easy with opportunity come, opportunity go, because I live in the abundance of I live in the abundance mindset where I know that if it is for me, it's going to find me because I'm always preparing for it.
Yeah.
Yes. And when it meets me, it's going to meet me prepared. So this is what I tell most of my friends, and this is what I'll tell my generation. And that is, there is a lot of ideas out there that has not been tapped into.
Yeah.
And you cannot tap in most of them just by yourself.
Yeah.
And we are all unique. What I bring to the table, you cannot bring to the table. What you can do, I cannot do it like you can do it. And that is your uniqueness. So we all come together, we collaborate, and it becomes beautiful. And trust me, we will still be able to see the individuality in the whole collectiveness.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of it. But unfortunately, most of us cannot see beyond it. So you realize that they may be doing well, but they could have done better if they had brought in people to collaborate. And I would use my journey of launching my book as an example where I may have birthed the words in this book. But the reality of the launch, the reality of it being available for people to pick up and read, it took an entire village. It took an entire village. And sometimes I sit back and I ask myself, how blessed am I to have this to have these people? You were there, Auntie. I had the backing, and I'm like, no. Yes. You can't do it by yourself.
No way.
And you have to position yourself to receive this kind of help. It always has to be positioning and preparation. And this can only come about when you start thinking in the abundance. You know, you cannot do it by yourself. And you have to give honor to who honor is due along the way after it's done. Because it wasn't just you. You cannot you can be a carrier of purpose, but you cannot be the only one that makes purpose happen.
Okay. How are you able to approach your mentors? I know how ours happened.
Yes.
But how are you able to approach the others that you have in your life? You have a lot of mothers. You have a lot of big sisters. You have a lot of aunties, a lot of uncles who are all part of your mentors. All part of your mentors.
Yes.
How were you able to approach your mentors? You know, sometimes, especially if you're a female and you have male mentors, the mindset, something is going on. Some of us who had proud male professorial doctors, businessmen, mentors. People had their own talks behind us. Some of us, I mean, if you are like me, if you're truly bright, you don't care about it, what people say about you. So how was yours like?
I would say again, preparation and positioning. Okay. All right. Because so getting to this point, first I didn't get it, but getting to this point, I understand that people want to be in a place where there's value they can actually top up on.
Okay.
Yes. Or there is a willing space where value can be poured into.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to waste effort.
Okay.
Exactly. Because that can be very painful. So it's positioning. So I think for me, I remember years ago, people were like, "Oh, call this person, tell this." I'm like, "Girl, I don't have anything in my hands yet."
Yeah.
Yes, so I had to work on myself. I had to position myself to make sure that if I'm knocking on a door,
Yeah.
I
You
know what
want
I'm.
something.
Yes,
And you want a
proving
value to be added.
to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So first you have to add value to yourself. And I think I tried to do that. I'm still trying to do that because that is what would actually get the attention of these people.
Yeah.
Because they're busy. It has to be something that catches their attention. And also be directed by God. Here. I'll always come back to that because that is what has been my pivot. Hear from God when He says, do it.
Yeah.
You do it. He says, go. You go. He says, position yourself. You do it.
Yeah. Great. The God factor. You should have to put God at the center of it all.
Yes.
And once God is at the center of it all, there's nothing that can prevent you from. Sometimes it comes just like something you had prayed over years back
ago.
that it will just happen. And you're like, oh God, but this one I spoke about it long ago. I thought it wasn't going to happen.
Yes.
So please put that God factor at the center of every move or every step that you take. And that is what has been working for some of us, and that's what has been working for Ofeibea. Ofeibea, you had the Thrive Catalyst Hub.
Yes. That's my new baby.
Okay. So how did that happen? Because I knew about the JFETs.
Yes.
And then the Thrive. So how did that one come about?
So Thrive Catalyst Hub is a hub where we are going to be training individuals right from childhood, adolescence, adulthood, even parents.
Okay.
So we have models that have been specially designed to cater to some essential skills that individuals should have. So we have the boldness model, we have the integrity model, we have the self-discipline, delayed gratification model, amongst others, right? I decided to start Thrive Catalyst because I realized that most of the issues that we are dealing with on different levels when it comes to human characteristics and behavior is because of a lack of a thing or two.
Okay.
So, for instance, we have a minister who sits at the helms of affairs who is supposed to take decisions that affects the entire country, but he's not able to do the right thing, or probably struggles with the thoughts of saying no to what
some
looks
of the things.
Exactly. It will stem from within. So it all starts from what's inside you before you do what comes out. So before you can say or do anything, you might have worked on your mind. So our motto is to be more from the inside out. So we are working on our minds and everything that goes on inside of us, so it can be evident with our actions and our thoughts.
So in one word, what problem are you trying to solve with the hub?
Being better humans.
Being better humans. So you want everybody that is associated or that comes into contact with the hub to be better.
Be better for yourself and for others.
Be better for yourself and for others is what the Thrive Catalyst Hub is about. Look for the Thrive Catalyst Hub and learn, enroll in any of the models that you feel you need to. When you have a conversation with them, they will be able to pick up what model that will work for you so that you yourself will enroll, and then it will make you a better person for yourself as well as for others. And Ofeibea is doing a lot of amazing things, and I'm so proud of her because she's a very young person and she's out there to make an impact, to make a difference to young generations, so that we'll have a generational leaders and new with a different mindset, who are not self-centered, but who will be working for themselves and also by thinking about the other people or the other lives that they come into contact with. And that is what the Thrive Catalyst Hub stays. We're going to do a session called the Rapid Fire Round. So this round, I ask you something brief. You answer is spontaneous. You're a brilliant girl. So I know you can do it. So my first one is, what one word describes Ofeibea?
Wholesome.
Ofeibea says she's wholesome. The second one, what book changed your mindset and thinking?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Whoa, we'll come to that one. The next one is, what kind of beliefs that had made you to unlearn?
Beliefs that made me unlearn.
Mm-hmm.
People you meet take a part of you away.
People you meet take a part of you away. Learn that. And then what lesson did pain taught you?
Humility.
Humility. And one quote that anchors you.
You are here for a purpose. It's not just about you. Make sure you die empty.
You are here for a purpose. It's not just about you. Make sure you die empty. So make sure you die empty by pouring out everything into people.
Yeah.
Give back to people.
Yes.
That's what you mean by that.
Yes.
So this is the heartbeat. When we say heartbeat, you say one heartbeat at a time. My guest had been Ofeibea Quansah, who is doing amazingly well. She's an author, and she owns a consult and a publication company. She also owns a hub that is doing amazingly well. They are impacting in generations to make sure that we have a generation who don't only let their purpose stay in them, but they are leaving to die empty by mentoring others, by giving back to society and all that. Ofeibea, your last words.
All right, so the first to be to ladies generally, and then to my generation. So if you're a young lady out there, you're watching me, I know it can be very difficult, especially when you have to say no to what looks promising now and glamorous now. But trust me when I say that when you tap into your inner being and you know that it is conflicting with who you believe you've been called to, and you say no to it, it will always, always be beneficial in the end. So be courageous enough to work in what you believe you've been called for and have the discipline to push the agenda. And to my generation, and let's try and live out of the scarcity mindset. We need each other to become the best versions of ourselves. So let's collaborate more.
Let's collaborate more. Every hand counts.
Yes.
Ofeibea says that we need to live out of that scarcity mind. There's a lot. The world has a lot to offer. We all can tap into it. And if you live in that scarcity, you'll be left alone.
Yeah.
When you see others collaborating, they'll be doing better. And as they're doing better, you realize that there's something lacking.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you have ideas and you've identified some other people who can also bring their ideas on board to make the purpose better, collaborate. Always learn to collaborate, learn to open up to people, learn to discuss, and always learn to look out for mentors who would be able to provide the guidance. If one mentor says no, it doesn't mean that it ends there. Move to the next person. There are a lot of mentors out there.
Yeah.
Yes, though they are all busy, but every mentor would want that persistent mentee who they would say that, oh, this person is serious. No matter how I'm saying, okay, tomorrow, sometimes some mentors do that for a purpose, to be sure that the person is really serious and they know what they want to do before they give up their time to mentor people. So if you're watching us, this is The Heartbeat. The Heartbeat is brought to us by Adenta Credit Union, the Tharagana Foundation, Tulipa 369, and then 1115 restaurant, as well as the Salt Pal. See you again in our next episode. Thank you very much. My guest had been Ofeibea Quansah. If you need Ofeibea's book, you can look out for her. Just type Rubies for her in all social media handles and you find it. Or type Day, Febs, Consult, and publications. If you have any work to be published, don't hesitate to go. They're doing amazing work. And also the Thrive Catalyst Hub. If you have any child that you want to enroll on any of their programs, please feel free, and that you would see the difference in that child. Thank you very much, and see you again.